Hola, hola. It is day 60 from here to Rome, and I have just arrived in Broomfleet. As you can see, I am drenched. It's been good. How am I going to do this? Yeah, I'm just going to do this like this. So, yeah, as you can, I am at the entrance of St. Mary's Church here. I've just been inside and had a look around. The whole day I've been playing cat and mouse with the weather. Like, I left this morning from Howden and the weather was, I could see like dark clouds behind me and in front of me, and it was threatening to rain, and then it kind of did rain, and I was just in front of it, and it rained on me a little bit, and then as I came by, there was a little station, Saltmarsh, Whitmarsh, Saltmarsh, I think it's Saltmarsh it's called, and I took shelter there for 45 minutes, and it was pelting down. It was pelting down. It was so wet. And then, what did I do then? Then I walked on, and I'm in Broomfleet now. So yesterday I was trudging over, I'm at the Oost, so I haven't done an update, I realized, in the past 4 days. The last update I did was from Bentley. And and after that I went into the wilds of Yorkshire, not knowing what would happen. I ended up in Pollington that evening, and I've been staying in Pollington for the past 3 nights. No, I've stayed there for 2 nights, 3 nights. And I'll stay there tonight again for the last time. And then tomorrow, it looks like I'll be in Hull. And today is day 60 from here to Jerusalem. This is Sean the Harp, on my back, all wet. And I'm Anja, and together we're the flapping harper, and we're walking to Jerusalem. So we left Ireland on the 2nd of April, and today is the 31st of May. Yeah, and we'll be in the Netherlands in the next few days. I have 2 blue knees. They're black and blue. And they've been kind of sore, so I'm not going too fast. And then I got a blister on my right foot. I don't know what's going on. So I'm not too worried about it because the pain isn't too bad. I haven't really damaged anything. I've seen some amazing stuff over the past few days. I've played in Snaith Priory. I didn't get to play in Selby, but I did get to play in Pollington twice. And where did I play yesterday? Yesterday I played somewhere as well, I think. I don't remember now. I'm back to the walking, wipe my brain kind of thing. I'm tired. I've been trying out Vitamini Pellegrini Deadly's beer in Yorkshire, which is also kind of good. And so where will I start? So today is so a short day. It's 16 kilometers, I think, just over 16 kilometers, but it's enough. I looked at my knees this morning and they're actually yellow. So I think, around the cartilage there are these tendons, and I kind of bruised them in the Peak District, and they've been sore on and off. Now, I've been treating them with calendula, and not with calendula, with arnica, and I've been taking arnica as well, and some other remedies, and they're healing okay, but I shouldn't push too hard. So I'm a little bit slower than I thought I would be. I think in the end I'm something like 2 days slow or something. That's okay. Because the main thing is that I do it. And the truth is that because I'm being slow, I've been seeing a whole lot more. I've seen some amazing, lovely, especially the churches here are really nice. And I've met some really lovely people, and I've been taken care of and Like it's a pilgrim's dream, really. So Bentley, I left Bentley, Arksey, where I'd stayed with Margaret and John. And John walked me out. It was very, very, the church there was lovely, very, very nice. And they gave me like a whole piece of paper on the history of it, like it was old church, 11th century, the transept, not the transept, the actual, the side where the altar is, but it's like it's turned north south rather than east west. And it had amazing stonework, but that was also the day that I deleted all my photographs. Like, oh, I was cleaning up my memory card, and before I knew it, I had like cleaned it up, like literally cleaned it up and deleted everything. So lucky for me, my friend sent me a link, and he went like, try this. Thank you, because I got over half of them back. Like everything that I had done with like effects and stuff, that didn't come back, but the rest did come back. What else? Oh yeah, so I set off on day 56, I think. 56, yeah. 56, I started walking again from Bentley onward. I didn't know, I'd kind of organized, I'd sent an email, but I hadn't seen an email back for the King's Head in Pollington. And I walked, it was a very, very windy day. It was a very windy day. And it was beautiful, like Yorkshire skyline, like drama with all the clouds and the blues. And it's loads of agriculture. And then you've got like the cooling towers, the Dax cooling towers are there as well. So I was back in that, the agriculture with the industrial, and I really, really was enjoying it. And then just before Pollington, you come over a bridge, which is a canal, and there's lots of narrow boats again, and going like, yeah, this is great. Like I'm walking over the flat, and there's narrow boats, and then when I arrived there was a bed for me. There actually was a bed for me, and I had a really good chat with Jerry, the mom, and I met Emma, and I met Mike, and I met Carl, and I met Tommy, and we had a bit of a session there, and then they went like, oh, you got to come back on Sunday to play a session. And I said, okay, well, we'll sort it out, like, just if somebody comes and picks me up, then of course I'll come and play a session. So I had a really good night's sleep. Some really, really good chats, like, these people work so hard. Emma is like a bitting specialist, so all the iron bits for horses is her thing, and she's amazing. And then she runs this pub, and the mother is there, and the father only died recently, and then there's a sister as well, and it was just like, I felt really, really good there. So next day I set off, but I had a few tetties. I did, a few pints. And my knees were kind of really bothering me, and there was something funny with my foot. I mean, how is that even possible? So I've walked in these shoes, and I really walked them in. I've been walking in them for a few weeks, and then suddenly on even ground, I'm starting to get like a big blister on the right hand side. Now it could be that is because I was overcompensating for the left knee, which was a bit more sore than the right knee. So I'll think that must be it. And I ended up in the Sloop Inn. Oh, I wanted the coffee. Sorry for the yawning. I should be eating more. I have to eat, I think. And I got really cold there in the rain. So, and then you need to eat. Yeah, so the Sloop Inn, which was in Hurst something, just down from Pollington. And I sat down to have a cup of tea, And then, of course, like what's in the bag, there's a harp, really. I started playing a few tunes, and then before I knew it, I could hang my hammock, and I had like a big pizza and a few pints, and the wind. It was a lovely night out. But I got in the morning, the wind took up. It was blowing a gale and a half, and then the cold was coming up from the ground under the sheet, and oh man, like cramps in my legs. So that morning I because I was on my way to Selby to see the cathedral there. They have a massive cathedral, and the reason I was so slow, and that I didn't get further than the sloop in, was because in Snaith I went to see the church, and the church was closed, but there was a woman, she was putting flowers on, Mary was putting flowers on the grave of her mother, and we had a bit of a chat about how she had passed, and then she said, "Oh, our vicar would love to meet you," and she did. I first I was going to go for a cup of coffee, and then I decided, nah, better if I just move on. Maybe I'll make it to Selby before evening, and then I can move on. But no, I get a message not too long after, as I'm crossing the bridge, saying like, "If you're still in town, I'm in town now. I'll show you the church, Eleanor." So I go like, "Oh, I'm already out of town." But then I went like, "Sure, why not? Like, I'd love to see, because the priory is like originally Benedictine, and there is a like an imprint. There used to be a statue, but it's like an imprint of this saint who could be it could be from a saint from Siena or an English saint, and they don't really know." So I thought, I'll go in and I'll go and have a look, and I played a bit of harp, and I got a blessing, and it was all really lovely. She made me tea, I got lots of chocolates, and I went like, "Yay, I'm a happy pilgrim." And it is, Benedictine priories, it's just stunning stuff. I mean, it's beautiful. So then I went on, and I ended up in the Sloop Inn, and the next day, so Selby, it was all flat again. And the last bit is along the canal. Selby itself is a bit, maybe I should have walked into the town more, but I didn't. So Selby, and then I walked on a little bit further, and they came and because I had said, okay, I didn't make it to Selby, but I made it out of Selby, and I thought I'll start heading towards Howden. I didn't get very far. So Mike came to pick me up, and within the Mini, I went to see the St. Mary's Church, St. Mary's Virgin Church in, it's before Howden anyway, it's a tiny little village. Oh, I wish I remembered that now. And I got stuck on the, no, that is the day after. Sorry. No, it is that day. I walked on, and then you come to the Oost. You come to the River Oost. And the River Oost is the last little bit towards, that's the last river before you head for Hull, and it just gets wider and wider and wider. And so Selby, did I make it to Selby? I didn't make it to Selby. I did make it to Selby. I made it to Selby, and then I made it to the River Oost, and I walked on, and I got kind of lost on the dike, and there was like this fishing farm. It's a fishing farm, and there's a tiny little village there, and it has the Saint Mary Virgin, I think it's called, and another now there. The woodwork was thingy mousy woodwork. The man who signed all the woodwork, all his projects with little mice, and there were some stunning windows. There was an original medieval window in there, which I hadn't seen. I haven't seen yet here. Like most of the windows that have original stained glass are all restored pieces, and there's then some of it is really fine and it's set in clear lead, glass and lead. But this one was complete. Like, oh my, it was really, really beautiful and thingy mousy. I don't remember the first name, but all the pews and stuff were all made by this man. It was really, really lovely, really lovely. And the church committee was there, so they made me sandwiches, and gave me tea. And then Mick came to pick me up, and Emma had given him a mini instead of the bow. So we had to put Sean in. The roof had to come down, and we had to put Sean in. And and she made me. That was Sunday, and she made me a Sunday roast. She gave me, and we played session. And there was Robin, who is a drummer and a percussion player. He was there as well. And he said, "Can I play with you?" And we did. And I think we tried. We nearly put everybody to sleep. And there were some fine musicians there. Like there were some really lovely singers. There was a little bit of a funny vibe with the women, but I had a really good time because I was talking to the drummer and I was talking to Carl. I was talking to Tommy. Tommy wasn't feeling well, and the Yorkshire humour is they're kind of blunt. They're kind of blunt and they're kind of mean sometimes, but it's bloody hilarious. And I had a good night's sleep, and then the next morning Nick brought me back to this village, and I walked on, and I was aiming for Howden. There you go. I was aiming for Howden. Now Howden is like, they had like a place where it was a center of priests, and they built this massive church, and part of it is in ruin. Actually, the front of it is in ruin. But oh my, like, wow! And it was open. There was nobody there, so I didn't get to play in it. But I trudged the afternoon away through the high grasses on the flood barrier on the Oost, and the Oost is like, it's tidal, so one moment I'm looking and there's loads of water, and the next moment there is no water at all. And it was like first time that I didn't hear any traffic. It was just me on that dike. It was just really nice, and the weather was pretty good. The sun was shining, the wind in my hair. I was feeling wonderful. And then on top of that, this stunning, what do they call it again? The thingy church. It's not a church, they call it, and it's not a priory, and it's not an abbey. I'll know it tomorrow. And then Carl came to pick me up, and we went back to the King's Head. We had dinner there, and I stayed over at he had said to me, I'll come and pick you up, and you can stay back in Pollington, and I'll drop you off, because there is a fishing. This is the other thing. They're having a fishing competition in Pollington. Who knew that fishing was like a competitive sport? And Eddie behind the bar, he came second. Like, he was really, and some of them are really serious. And I was because I was walking along the canal towards Pollington, and I'm thinking, what's up with all those fishermen? And they weren't very nice. Like, I thought Yorkshire fishermen were being kind of weird. Like, they weren't very nice. But that's about right, because they're all practicing for the competition. But like, how can there be a competition? Like, apart from maybe having a good spot where, loads of fish come by, like, and maybe having a bit of technique, but you're totally dependent on how many fish are in there. And whether they want to bite your thing. Like, that just seems seems a bit weird. But there's a 3-day fishing competition going on, so Emma was cooking breakfast and stuff, and she's been doing that, like, that just work crazy. And then this morning, Carl brought me back to Howden, and I walked from Howden, and now I am in, is it Broadfleet, or, let me see, Broomfleet, St. Mary's, and I'm sitting here. And I was playing cat and mouse with the weather all day long. Dramatic skies. It was really nice. Oh, stand up for a little. It was very nice. But it was so wet. And then I could see, like the last time I had that was when I was walking towards Siena. And you're on those hills and then you see the water coming down. On the other side. Now at Carl's place, like there is goats, there is like dogs, there is like ferrets, there's and I think Jane is a woodsman, like she looks after forestry, and he's a tree surgeon. And I've been having a really good time. But like all of that will stop tomorrow because most likely I will end up I'll be closer tomorrow to Hull. I'll either be in Hull because I was on my way to Brough, but look at the sky, like it is like pretty. And then earlier, as I was walking, it was like really, like now it's just raining, it's not too bad. But it was like driving rain, not very nice. So Carl said he'd come and pick me up and I can dry up again. I had to look in the church. He just had to, he'd caught like 3 small fish in the competition. And then the guy next to him caught a 4-pound eel. As you do. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the east part of the country, probably as much as the west part of this part of England. And getting ready to get off. I get off the island and go to the mainland. Time to make it all happen. I don't know. I don't have that much to say. I'm just really hungry, and my brain is not working, and I would like to eat. I don't need another pint. I don't think I need more pints. I need tea. So yeah, I'm in this lovely little church. I've had some interesting chats, of course, with all the churchy people about community and communities and how they see the future and why it's important to still have churches open, and questions like and of course in Snaith, Eleanor was saying like, oh, I've only once met somebody like you, and I went, oh, and she goes, yeah, about 3 or 4 years ago, and I said, another pilgrim, and do you remember where he was walking to, or she was walking to? And she said, it was a guy who was walking from Scotland to Rome, and I said, oh, like there's only a few people who this could be, and I'm thinking, Peterborough, the man with the blue blazer. So I said, is it by any chance the man with the blue blazer? She goes, yeah, it is. And of course, the man with the blue blazer, we were both invited in 2019 because we were both the long distance pilgrims from this part of the world that went to Rome in Canterbury for the Canterbury meeting of the pilgrims. What is it? The confraternity of the pilgrims to Rome. So I met him there. He was a very, very organized pilgrim, a very, very organized man, writes a really good blog. So if you want to know more about Snaith, I would say look it up on his blog, because he has loads of information about it. And I'd say he wrote about Selby as well. That'll save me doing it. I made some really nice photographs. So I've been doing quite a lot of TikTok and Twitter. So if you really want to follow on a day-to-day basis, those are the two places where I do stuff every day. So Sean the Harp and myself with plats and everything. They're kind of getting long. And in 2 days we should be in the Netherlands. And yeah, thank you for being here with me. My brain is a little bit like, I've had a really good time. But there's somebody in the Netherlands who's been kind of giving out to me about, I don't really understand, like saying that I'm late and that I promised things, and I don't like, my body can only go this fast, and I don't really know what to do about it because we're really good friends, but it's just odd. It's just odd because I got to do this in the best possible way. For me, you know, it's going to be a long haul. I've got a long way to go still, and I don't really want to fight with anybody about anything, but I have the feeling that they were looking for fights. So I don't know what to do about it. Anyway, I'm gonna go call it a day for now. Wait for my lift, try and stay warm. Maybe chomp around the graveyard a little bit, and I'll try and be better with the updates. It was just getting a bit hectic, and I got really distracted by these kind of, you know, sending me articles about what's going on in Lebanon and stuff. Like, I'm walking through England. I have like the entire continent to walk over first. That's enough of a challenge for me for now. Getting off this island is enough of a challenge for me now. Trying to get from one place to the other. My bank card stopped working as well. Of course, I've been away for a little while, and I think I maybe forgot to tell the bank that I was abroad. So, and I still haven't called them. You know, so there's other stuff. I can barely keep up with I haven't done anything on the website either. Anyway, that's all for when I take a break. My name is Anja, Sean the Harp, Jerry my stick, and thank you for being here with us. We're on our way to Jerusalem, and it's day 60 today. Whoop whoop, party time! And we'll see you soon. Bye bye.